Sports betting fans, huge hello. Your sports betting advisor Tips and Streams is here again. COVID-19 instances have increased in the NBA this month, affecting the availability of dozens of players and forcing the league to postpone many games. Outbreaks are being dealt with by a number of teams. It's still unclear how many games will be played today. But we're going with what's hot right now. What do we have today? We have predictions for 11 NBA games for December 23rd. Before we get started, go to tipsandstreams.me and sign up for our newsletter to receive our daily sports betting predictions in your inbox, or subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date with all our betting tips and picks. So, let's get started. The opening matchup pits Orlando Magic versus Miami Heat. The Magic have been in dreadful form, losing 8 of their last 10 games, and will be aiming to rebound following a 110-104 home loss to the Pelicans. They score 101.5 points per game on 42.4% shooting while allowing 110.8 points per game on 46% shooting. Heat have won 6 of their previous 8 games and will be looking for their third consecutive victory after outlasting the Pistons in a 115-112 home triumph. They score 107.5 points per possession on 46.2% shooting while allowing 103.7 points per possession on 43.9% shooting. The Heat have just lost Lowry to a sickness, and Dedmon is out for a few weeks, but Butler and Tucker might return. Regardless of the Heat's predicament, the Magic have practically their whole team listed as injured. I believe the Heat are capable of completing the task, winning this game, and covering the spread. Play Miami Heat at -8.5. The next game is Denver Nuggets versus Los Angeles Clippers. The Nuggets have lost 3 of their last 4 games and will be looking to end a 2-game losing streak after falling short against the Hornets in a 115-107 home loss. They score 106.4 points per possession on 46.4% shooting and allow 106.8 points per possession on 46.7% shooting. The Clippers have won 6 of their last 10 games and were able to snap a 3-game losing streak by blasting the Kings in a 105-89 road victory. They score 105.5 points per possession on 45.1% shooting and allow 104.8 points per possession on 44.1% shooting. Given that the Los Angeles Clippers will be without the majority of their key players, this line makes little sense to me. The Nuggets have their own problems to deal with, but they'll have their best player on the court for this game, and the away team has won 8 of the last 10 games between these two teams. This should be a competitive game, but I believe the Nuggets will break out of their malaise with a win. Play Denver Nuggets at +3.5. The next game is Indiana Pacers versus Chicago Bulls. The Pacers have been in good form, winning 5 of their last 8 games overall, and they'll be hoping to keep it going following a 118-106 home victory against the Rockets. They score 107.9 points per game on 45.9% shooting while allowing 107 points per game on 45.8% shooting. The Bulls have won 7 of their previous 10 games overall, although they haven't played since their 133-118 home victory against the Rockets due to a postponement of their last game. They're averaging 109.3 points per game on 46.6% shooting, while allowing 106.3 points per game on 45.4% shooting. For the Pacers, this is a lot of free points, but they've been hot and cold all season, and it's difficult to predict which side will show up. I don't think the Pacers have a chance if their 2 best players don't play. Play Chicago Bulls at -8.5. The next game is Detroit Pistons versus San Antonio Spurs. The Pistons haven't won in 26 games this season, and they'll be looking to avoid a third consecutive loss after falling just short of the Heat in a 115-112 road loss. They score 100.5 points per possession on 41.5% shooting and allow 109.5 points per possession on 47.5% shooting. Spurs have won 9 of their last 14 games and will be looking for their third consecutive victory after blowing over the Lakers 138-110 on the road. They score 110.7 points per game on 46.8% shooting while allowing 109.8 points per game on 46.3% shooting. Due to the league's health and safety protocols, the Pistons will be severely short-handed. At their previous 6 encounters in San Antonio, they are only 1-5 ATS. Spurs are now one of the league's healthiest teams. Play San Antonio Spurs at -9.5. The next game is New Orleans Pelicans versus Oklahoma City Thunder. The Pelicans have been on a roll lately, winning 5 of their last 6 games, and they'll be looking for their 5th straight win after edging over the struggling Magic 110-104 on the road. They score 104.8 points per game on 43.7% shooting while allowing 109.4 points per game on 46.8% shooting. The Thunder have won 5 of their last 9 games and will be looking to get back on track after having their 3-game winning run snapped by the Suns in a 113-101 away setback. They score 99.6 points per possession on 41.4% shooting while allowing 107.5 points per possession on 44.5% shooting. After the way in which the Thunder were defeated by the Pelicans a few weeks ago, they should be eager to avenge themselves. I'm going with the Thunder to win by a razor-thin margin at home. Play Oklahoma City Thunder. The next game is Toronto Raptors vs Cleveland Cavaliers. The Raptors were starting to gain traction, having won 5 of their previous 7 games before having their last 2 games postponed due to a lack of players. They are averaging 106.4 points per game on 44% shooting while allowing 105.2 points per game on 45.4% shooting. Before being halted in their tracks by the Celtics in a 111-101 road defeat, the Cavaliers were quietly one of the hottest teams in the NBA, riding a 6-game win run. They are averaging 106.8 points per game on 46.1% shooting while allowing 101.4 points per game on 44.1% shooting. When you consider all of the players that are absent on both teams, this is a difficult game to call. The Raptors were on the rise before 3 of their last 4 games were postponed. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers have been playing some of their greatest basketball of the season, demonstrating that they are the more consistent team thus far. Play Cleveland Cavaliers at -6.5. The next game is Philadelphia 76ers vs Washington Wizards. The 76ers have been in a funk, losing 4 of their last 5 games, and they'll be aiming to rebound after falling just short against the Hawks in a 98-96 home loss. They score 105.4 points per possession on 45.7% shooting and allow 106.3 points per possession on 45.3% shooting. The Wizards haven't been at their best recently, losing 7 of their last 10 games, but they'll be looking for their 3rd straight win after defeating the Knicks 124-117 on the road. They score 106.2 points per game on 46.5% shooting while allowing 108.4 points per game on 45.3% shooting. When you consider that the Wizards are without Beal and the 76ers are out of shape, this is a difficult game to call. Despite my reservations, I believe the 76ers will win this game and cover the spread. Play Philadelphia 76ers at -3.5. The last game for today is Memphis Grizzlies vs Sacramento Kings. The Grizzlies have been playing their best basketball of the season. After falling short against the Warriors, they appear to have slowed down from their 5-game winning streak and are now attempting to halt a 3-game losing skid. They're averaging 110.5 points per game on 45% shooting while allowing 108.7 points per game on 45.8% shooting. The Kings have lost 6 of their last 8 games and will be looking to snap a 2-game losing streak after being thrashed by the Clippers in a 105-89 home loss. They score 110.2 points per game on 45.3% shooting while allowing 114 points per game on 46.9% shooting. Before dropping their past 3 games, the Grizzlies were one of the hottest teams in the NBA, but they were right in the thick of things against the Warriors, so I expect them to turn things around. Kings are still without some of the better players on their roster, and coming into this one low on confidence. They are lost their last 5 games by an average of 5.8 points. Play Memphis Grizzlies at -4.5. Guys, that would be all. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and newsletter. See you tomorrow.